Hi guys, welcome back to another video. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back to engage on my videos. If you're new to this channel, please go ahead and hit on the subscribe button and please share this video. Give this video a thumbs up, okay? So in my last video, I shared with you guys how to draft a 6 pieces blouse. Just in case you've not seen that video, I'm going to be linking that in the comment section. So check comment section for the video on how to draft the 6 pieces before coming back to sew this with me. Okay, so these are the patterns here that we drafted on that video. So I'm going to be using this now to transfer on my fabric. Okay, so you can see these two gorgeous fabric I have here. So I have this here. This is damask. So guys, I have good news for you. A friend of mine has her wedding is coming up next week, sorry. So she gave me these two beautiful fabric for her tradition and white. So this damask here, we are going to use this for the white wedding. So please make sure you subscribe on this video, so that on this channel, sorry, so that whenever I upload videos on how I made all those beautiful outfits, you won't miss any of them. And I will advise you stick to this channel like throughout this week and next week, because you're going to be having fun with me. Okay, so I also have this Ankara fabric here. So this is for the traditional marriage. I decided to just use 2 yards out of it and then use it to cut out my 6 pieces blouse. So I'll be using the 4 yards that is left. I will be using it for another dress that I'll be sending to my channel here. So I'll use it for it's a dress. I want to make a dress with the 4 yards that will be left. So please make sure you subscribe, so that when I drop videos, because this week and next week I'm going to have a lot of videos on my channel. So let's go ahead and then start cutting this out. So guys, I have gone ahead to cut this out on my fabric. I also went ahead to cut this out on my lining fabric as well. So I have the center front and the center back. Okay, so don't worry, I'm going to show you how to go about this. Just make sure you watch this video till the end. I also have this crinoline. I don't know if I pronounce this correctly, so I'm going to be using this, but I think this is optional. You can decide not to use it, but I just want to use it for the ends of my blouse, so that it's going to look like pop at the end. You'll see this by the time we are done making this. So right now I'll just go ahead and remove all the pins and then start showing you guys one by one, so that by the time you are done drafting yours, you're not going to cut this out wrongly. Okay, this is the center front. This is the center front and this is the lining pieces here. Just make sure that at the end of the day you are not cutting this into two places. It has to be on fold. Okay, so I also have this center front here. As you can see, I have even gone ahead to iron head stay on it. Okay, so please go ahead and iron head stay, so that it will give your fabric more strength. Okay, so this is it. I have gone ahead to open the center front and the center, yeah, and the lining as well. So here is my side front. Remember, you need to cut 2 of these. Okay, you need to cut out 2 of these for the side front. Okay, you need to cut out 2 of these. So I'll just go ahead and then pin back this part here. If you've watched the video on how we drafted this, you should know where we got that from. So this is one of the lining here and this is the second one. So like I told you, you need to cut out 2 pieces for your side front. Okay, so I'm going to keep that aside and then also show you that I have 2 pieces here for the fabric. I've gone ahead to iron head stay on it as well. So for the back, I have my center back. So guys, for the center back, I have 2 pieces. Okay, you know we are going to be adding zip to the back. So I had 2 pieces. I didn't cut this on fold. Please take note of this. When you are cutting out the back, make sure you are not cutting it on fold. You need to cut out 2 pieces for it. So this is the lining and this is one of it here. This is one of the lining here, and I also have the second one there. So I also did same thing for the fabric I have two pieces here for the back, and I also went ahead to iron head stay to it. So basically I ironed head stay to all the fabrics. I didn't iron on my lining, but if you have enough head stay to work with, you can go ahead and iron it on your lining. I didn't do that because head stay these days is very costly in the market, so I just had to manage what I have. So I also have for the sides back, I have two pieces here. Can you see? So the back has four pieces and the front has three pieces. So that's the difference between the back and the front. So I also have lining pieces here, which is two pieces here. So guys, please, if you want to make this 6 pieces blouse, make sure you have 2 yards of lining. I bought 1 yard of lining and later found out that it wasn't enough. So I just had to use this other lining here. But it's also a matching, it's also matched with the blouse. So I just had to use it to, cover up that space. So thank you. Let's just go ahead and then start stitching this together. So guys, here is my center front. Please pay attention. Here is my center front and my side front. So this here is my center front. I think at this point I want to reduce the neckline a little bit because I don't want it to be too up for me. I don't want it to be too tight. So to do that, I'm going to place it with my lining this way and then just cut off a little, like about ½ inch, just a little. So this is optional. I'm just doing this because I don't want it to be too high. I just realized this after cutting this out on fabric. I don't want it to be too high. That's why I'm doing this. Okay, so you can decide to maintain yours. It's still very okay. So I've cut this out. I'm just going to open it up this way. So can you see how it is? So go ahead and open it up this way. Once you are through with this, you are going to bring your side front. Bring your side fronts this way and place them right side facing each other. So I'm just showing you how it looks. So this part, you should know the part that is going to each part. Okay, so I'm going to place this like this, right side facing each other, and I'll start pinning this down. Please make sure that when you want to pin this, you start from the waistline and pin it up to the shoulder, to the armhole area. Okay, so to do that, I'm saying I'm going to use this other part here. Let me use this part so that you can see what I'm doing clearly. So you're going to place them right side facing each other. Make sure you aligned everything. Let everything be equal, and then you start pinning from the waistline. Okay, whatever you're doing, make sure you start pinning this from the waistline, just like what I'm doing here. So pay attention to this part. I'm going to pin this straight till it gets to the armhole area. So guys, another thing you need to know is you can decide to pad this. Okay, you can decide to add your like wording to it if you want. So I didn't wanted to use wording to this, that's why I didn't add wording. So you can decide to go ahead and add wording. So maybe in my next video I'm going to try and make a tutorial on how to add wording to it. Just in case you are interested in that, please let me know in the comment section. So now let's go ahead and then keep pinning this till you get to the top here. Mind you, when you get to this point, it might be a little bit difficult, but no matter how it is, just make sure you'll be able to pull it up to this area here and pin it down, just like what I'm doing here. So please pay attention. So guys, I'm done pinning this down and I'm going to go over to my sewing machine and then stitch down those areas I pinned down with about ½ inch. So just go ahead and stitch this down with ½ inch. Okay, this is what I had after I was done stitching this down. Can you see? So This is how mine came out. This is how everything looks like. So when you pad this pad is going to pop up this way, just like what you are seeing here. I've not even padded this yet, and it's coming out already. So this is how it's going to look by the time you're done. So you can see it's not even coming out very well because this is a flat surface. By the time I put this on my body, you're going to see everything very beautiful. This is just how to go about a six pieces blouse. It's just very simple, okay? So now I've gone ahead to drop out the front pieces. Let's work on the back pieces. So I have these two back pieces here. Can you see how I'm placing them? Please make sure you are placing them this way. Make sure you place them correctly. So I'm now going to bring the side. We're now going to join the side to the front, to the center back. So you are going to place them like this, right side facing each other. I just hope you pay attention to the part I am pinning and placing like this. You need to be extra careful because if you place this wrongly, you lose it and then come over again to start working on it. So I'm going to pin this down and also do same for the other side, and then take this over to my sewing machine and stitch it down with 1/2 inch as well. So guys, I'm done stitching this down, and this is how it looks when I turn it over. You can see the areas I stitched down. I also went ahead to do same thing to this other side here. Now before I go over to my iron to iron this down, I want to notch those areas I stitched down, most especially for the front part pieces here. And first I'm going to trace out this part. I just want to give it like a little curve because that area was too pointed, so I just want to curve it in a little, just like what I'm doing here. Can you see? So if you know you can't do this with your free hand, you can go ahead and measure this. So I'm also going to repeat same thing for this other side. I'll just cut a little because it was too pointed. Okay, so I'll just cut a little inside. Can you see what I'm doing? Just cut a little, just like this. I just cut about 1/2 inch away. Okay, so this is how it is. So I'm going to turn this over to the wrong side, and then let's notch those areas we stitch down. So it's very important you notch so that by the time you iron this, it's going to relax perfectly. Okay, so I'm going to notch all these areas here, and I will go over to my machine and then iron it out. Okay, so I'm just tracing out all these points here that were a little bit pointed. I'm just tracing them out. So right now I'm going to go ahead and do same thing for the back pieces here. I'll just cut off those areas that are too pointed. Now note that everything I did for both for the fabric, I'm going to do the same thing to all the lining. The way I joined the center front, that's how I'm going to do same for the lining as well. The way I did for the back, that's how I'm going to do for the lining as well. Even these areas I'm cutting out, I'm going to make sure I do same for the lining so that one side will not end up like longer than the other side. I just hope you understand. So everything you did for your fabric, make sure you do same for the lining. So I'm going to notch this, and I will take this to my iron and iron the seams open. So guys, this is what I had after I was done notching this. I also went ahead to iron the seams open just like I told you guys. So this is the back pieces, one of it, and here is the second one. Just like I told you guys, I was going to iron everything open. Okay, so right now we are done with that part. It's now time to move on to the next step. So you can see that my princess dart here, you can see how this area is looking. By the time you add word into it, it's going to come out very well. So this is how it looks. So guys, remember I told you that I was going to do everything I did for the fabric, that I was going to repeat same thing for the lining. So this is my front lining pieces here. So as you can see, I'm going to place this right side facing each other this way. I'll just place it here, and then I'm going to pin the neckline area and then take this over to my sewing machine and stitch down the neck area with half inch. Okay, so just pin just the neck area, please, just the neck area. I'm going to pin it and show you so you know exactly where I will go over to my machine to stitch down. Make sure you are doing this to the neck areas alone for now. So I'll pin this through and I'll take it to my machine and stitch it down with half inch. This is what I have after I was done. I also went ahead to notch this area so that by the time I iron it to the right side, it will now look very neat and nice. Okay, so now I also went ahead to do same thing for the back neckline, and after I was done, I also notched that area so that by the time I iron it, everything is going to be nice. Okay, so please note that I didn't close up the armhole, just the neck area. So right now I'm going to I'll iron it out. Okay, so this is what I had after I was done ironing it out. You can see that the neck area is looking very neat and nice. Okay, so right now the next thing we are going to do is we are going to now use our, is it crinoline? I think I'm pronouncing this correctly, but just in case I'm not, please let me know in the comment section. So I'm going to place it. Please note that my fabric is down and the second fabric on it was my lining, and then this my crinoline here. I'm going to add it here and I'll take it to my machine and stitch down those ends with half inch round my center front, and I'm going to do same for the back pieces. So I'm going to place my lining on my fabric this way. Can you see? I'll place the crinoline and pin it down. So I'll go to my machine, stitch it down with half inch round till it gets to this other side. Please, can you see the way I am? So I'm going to place it this way and then till it gets to the other side. Make sure you are doing this on the wrong side of your fabric. So by the time I'm done, I'm going to show you guys how it looks. So I'll do this for the front and I'll also do this for the back pieces as well. So this is what I had after I was done, like adding my crinoline to it. So this is how it came out. This is how everything is looking. So the next thing we need to do is to top stitch on the lining pad. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to open it up this way. So remember the place we stitched down by half inch. I'm going to pull it to the lining part just like what I'm doing, and then head over to my machine and top stitch on it. So make sure you are top stitching through the lining part like this. You're not top stitching it to the actual fabric. Top stitch it to the lining part. Okay, so I'll do this and I'm going to repeat same thing for the back pieces, and then close up this side here with half inch and also close up this side with half inch. Once I'm done, I'll turn it over to the right side, iron it out and show you guys what it looks like. This is it after I was done ironing it out. I just hope you understand what I demonstrated for you, but just in case you don't understand, please let me know in the comment section. You can see how the down is already popping because of the crinoline we added to the end of it, and I told you it's optional. You can decide not to do that. So this is how the back looks. This is how everything came out. So it's now time to join the back pieces to the front. So I also went ahead to do same thing for the back. This is it. Can you see how neat and nice everything came out? Please guys, make sure you don't close up the armhole. So by the time I was done ironing this out, I made sure to pass this through, turn it to the right side through the armhole area. So it's time to join our shoulders. To do that, you need to place your So this was how I turned it over to, remember this other side I stitched with half inch, and I turned it over to the right side through the armhole and iron it out. So I'm going to like start to close up this, to stitch down the shoulders area. I'll place one of the back pieces like this, right, the Ankara side, like fabric to fabric and lining to lining, and then I'll stitch it down with half inch. I'm also going to repeat same thing for this other side here. Just pick them this way. Can you see? So you're going to pick one of the back, the shoulders like this, and also pick the shoulders of this other side like this. Place them lining to lining and then fabric to fabric. You go over to your machine and stitch down with half inch. This is what I had after I was done stitching this down. Can you see? These are the areas that I stitched down. So I'll turn it over to the right side this way. So make sure you pull the lining inside just like this, and you will have a very neat and finished look by the time you are done. This is the inside part, and you can see that everything came out very nice and beautiful. So I also did same for this other side here. See how neat this came out. So this pattern, this method I use, by the time you use it, you have a very nice and neat work. You notice that the rough part is just inside. Okay, so before we close up the side, because once you're through with this, you need to close up the side, and this is the center front here. So I'm going to place them like this. So remember we gave 1 inch for our zipper allowance, and right now I don't have any zip available right now, so I'm sure going to pin those area, the zipper area, the 1 inch we gave. I will just hold it down with my pin, so that by the time I get any zip for myself, I'm going to use it to fix on each letter. But for the purpose of this tutorial, I just had to show you guys how to go about this. So I'll pick them this way like this and pin it down. So I'm just pinning down those areas where I'm supposed to add my zip. So if you have your zip available, there will be no need for this. It's just for you to go ahead and fix your zip to the blouse. But I don't have any zip available now, so I just had to pin this down so that you understand what we are doing here. So by the time I'm done pinning this down, I'm going to show you how the back looks by the time you fix your zip. Okay, so I just hope you understand what I am saying, and if you think I'm too fast, please let me know in the comment section. Maybe I'll take note of this when next shooting a tutorial for you guys. Okay, so this is it. When I open it up this way, this is how it's going to be. So this is how the bag looks by the time you fix your zip to it, to these areas here, this parts here. Once you fix your zip to these areas here, you will see everything come out very nice. Okay, so for now I don't have. Let's go over to the next step. So to do that, guys, the next thing to do is I'm going to close up the armhole area. So before I go over to my machine to close up the side, I'm going to close up this armhole area. So now I have these little straps here that I cut out. I have 2 of these for the both armhole, and the width for this is about 2 inches. The length for this is about 23 inches, but I went ahead to cut this out with 24. It's better to have excess than to run out of fabric. So how did I get that length? I made sure to measure my armhole around it. I measured it round before going ahead to cut out that strap I'm going to use to pipe my armhole. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you're going to do that. You're going to make sure you're doing this on the right side. Okay, you're going to place the open part to the armhole area and stitch it down around the armhole and then turn it over. Let me do this and show you. This is it after I was done stitching. Can you see? I was done stitching this, and as you can see, I have a little excess on the armhole area there. So it's better to have excess and then cut it out by the time you are done than to run out of fabric in the middle of nowhere. Okay, so I just went ahead to just cut off the excess. So right now I'm still going to also trim off this inside here. Just go ahead and trim it up a little. So I'll just cut out the excess I also have around this part. So before I'll go over to like top stitch on it again. Now you can decide to add sleeve to this, but I don't want to add sleeve. That's why I'm doing this. You can decide to add sleeve to this. It totally depends on what you want. I'm doing this because I don't want to add sleeve to it. So I've cut it out, and then I'll go over to my machine and fold it in this way and then top stitch on it. Okay, can you see? By the time you do it this way, you have a very nice look in front. So this is how it is. Can you see? So I'm going to go over to my sewing machine and stitch it down round. I'm also going to do same for this other side. So I'm going to cut off the excess fabric here. Can you see? So I'll go over, trim off all those parts there, and this is what I have after I was done stitching this down. Can you see how beautiful and nice this came out? Please make sure you try this and let me know. See how beautiful it came out. I also went ahead to do same for the other side. So guys, once you're through it, the next thing for you to do is to close up the side. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. If this video was helpful, please let me know in the comment section, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.